Assalamu alaikum students. Today we'll discuss present perfect tense. So let's see what are the uses and what is the structure of present perfect tense. So let's see. First, the form of present perfect tense. You should be aware that first of all we add subject plus to be helping verb has have. Either it can be has or have plus third form of the verb or past participle. So with he, she, it and singular we'll use has, while with I, you, we, they, plural we use have, right? So let's see some of the example. I have finished. This is positive sentence. You can see I is your subject, have, helping verb, finished, third form of the verb. So this is the simple structure of present perfect tense. Let's see one more example. This is question statement. Where have you been? Or if we make this sentence into question statement, have I finished? Question mark, right? So you can see we add have in the start and then helping verb and then main verb. Then one more example of negative sentence. I haven't talked to him. You can see that we just added not with have. So this is how it is structured. Later on, I'll give you more detail about the structure of present perfect tense. So the most prominent use of present perfect tense is that it connects with present with past. It means that it's a past action. It shows the past action which has result in present, right? So it brings one action from the past and it shows its implication in the present time. So let's see two examples. One example is in the past tense and one example is in the present perfect. And we will see how present perfect tense is different from past tense. So in the first example, I lost my notebook. This is the past tense. It means that I lost my notebook and maybe after some time I found it, right? But if I say I have lost my notebook, it means that I have lost and still it is lost, right? It is still true for present. Its results are still applicable to the present, right? So this is how present perfect tense bring the past activity into present and make it true for the present time as well. Okay, the next usage of present perfect tense is past true. It means that we talked about any past activity which is still true, which is still applicable. Like for example, any of your friend asks you, let's go to the cinema to watch that movie. And you answer, no, I have seen that movie. So it is still true that you had seen that movie. And then I have found my keys, right? So it is still true that I found my keys. I have found my keys, right? So it means that the past event, which is still true for the present and no change has taken and no change has been observed into that action, right? It is still true for the present. Past finished. We also use present perfect for those actions which are finished, which are over in past, जो past में खत्म हो गए, जो हमने कर लिए. जैसे for example, I have finished my homework, right? Your mom asks you, can I help you in your homework? And you say, I have finished my homework, right? So it is past finished. You finished that word. And then one more example, I have cooked dinner, right? Someone, for example, asks you, are you going to kitchen to cook dinner? And you answer, I have cooked dinner. I'm done with this activity. I don't need to cook anymore because it's over. मैंने ये काम कर लिया है, ठीक है? Let's move towards another use, and that is past unfinished, right? It means that any past activity which took place in the past and it is still continued in the present, right? Past में ये start हुई, ये हुई और ये अभी भी है, right? It's not finished. For example, I have worked here for 10 years. What does it mean? That for the last 10 years, I worked here, past में भी और अभी भी ये situation ऐसी ही है. Then I have lived here since 2012, right? So it means that I lived here in the past and still I live here, right? So this is what we call past unfinished. Recent past activity. Present perfect is also used for any activity which has recently taken place. For example, your mom asks you, have you eaten lunch or would you like to take lunch? And you say, um, I have just eaten lunch, right? Or anyone asks you, would you join me in lunch? And you say, oh, I have just eaten lunch. I have just finished my lunch. So just the recent activity. So next example, where you say, I have just called my mother. For example, someone asks you to call your mother and talk to her, and you say, oh, I have just called my mother, right? So this is how we use present perfect for recent past. Past repetitive. It means that any activity in the past which repeatedly took place, right? And it is true still. अभी भी है. For example, I have shopped here for many years, right? It doesn't mean that shopping took place for many years continuously. Maybe shopping took place in intervals, but it was a repeating action एंड बार बार ये इंटरवल्स के साथ हुआ, राइट? तो इस तरह की एक्टिविटीज के लिए भी हम यूज करते हैं प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट टेंस. Okay, so let's see some more example of present perfect with finished and unfinished tasks. Okay, first of all, we'll see the finished task, how present perfect is used for finished task. Number one, I have already read that novel. One of your friend brings a new novel and says that I have brought this novel for you to read, and you answer, I have already read that novel. It means that that task is already done. आपने already वो novel पढ़ लिया, right? So that's why you say it finished task. Then our class has just finished the task, right? Just finished the task. So it is again giving the sense of the task which is complete. Then we also use present perfect tense for unfinished tasks, like she has worked for 3 months. It means that for 3 months she worked and still the work is in process. It's not finished. Then she has lived here since January. Since January, she lived here, and it's true for the present now. Abhi bhi she lives there. The bus has not arrived yet. It is true until now. अभी तक बस नहीं आई. अभी तक ये ऐसा ही है. Number 4, have you ever been to Sawat? So we are asking about any activity, about any time period of life in the past, and it is for the present now. Right? Okay, have you ever been to Swat? Maybe in your whole life, right? So about the past and present. Next, he has never eaten Chinese food, right? He has never eaten in the past and it is still true in the present. Number 6, how long have you known each other, right? How long have you known each other? We are talking about the past and we have included present with it as well, right? So now we'll see some more examples with no time expression and with time expression, and we'll see the difference. So first of all, we'll see the finished time with time expression. You see here that we have used a time expression last week. I spoke to him 3 times last week. So we have given a clear time marker. If we give time marker like yesterday or last week or any time marker related to the past, then we are bound to use past tense because it means that that is finished task, right? But if we say, I have spoken to him 3 times this week, I have spoken to him 3 times this week. So we are talking about this week. It means that it is still true for this week, right? It is still not over. This week is still going on. Then let's move towards the next example. When did you meet John? So this word when is very critical. Whenever we use this word when, we are bound to use simple past because present perfect is not interested in past time, right? It's not interested when the action took place. Present perfect is more interested in what happened, right? So जब भी when का word आएगा तो आप इंश्योर कर लें कि अब आपने present perfect tense ही use करना है, right? So let's see some more example of unfinished time where we don't have any time expression. For example, how long have you known John, right? कब से जानते हैं आप? So we are talking about past. हमने past को शामिल किया और and then we included present as well, right? Then have you ever visited Pakistan, right? Have you ever visited either in the past and until present, right? Okay, let's move towards the another interesting thing and important thing, that is usage of for and since. Most of the time, students are confused where to use for and where to use since. Be clear, for is used for period of time and since point in time when something begin, right? When any action starts. For example, he has lived here for 10 years. Now 10 years is period of time and he has worked in this factory since 2011. Since 2011, it means that this was the start of his profession in this activity, right? Okay, now we'll see present perfect tense on the time diagram. You can see here that in this time diagram, we are talking about recent past, any activity which took place just closer to the present moment, right? Recent past, right? So this time diagram is showing the relationship with the present moment. For example, I have just arrived. ठीक है? For any your friend comes and you just ask when did you arrive and your friend say I have just arrived. अभी अभी बिल्कुल पहुंचा हूँ, right? Let's move towards another time expression in present perfect, which is related to past unfinished, right? Have you been to France? We are talking about past activity, right? आप कभी फ्रांस गए, any past activity, and it is still true for present as well. But this is called past unfinished, right? Time period. Now let's move towards another expression of present perfect, and that is past finished. They have revised their report. Any action which was done in the past and it is finished, right? And it is still true now. They have revised their report, right? Okay, so this is another time diagram where we are hinting at unfinished repetitive past, right? Unfinished. The action took place in the past, right? And it is still true for the present as well. It repeatedly took place in the past with intervals maybe, and then it is still true. अभी भी ये ऐसा ही है. For example, we have conducted experiments on this phenomena for almost 2 years. So what does it means? कि 2 years से experiments हो रहे हैं and they are still true for the present. Okay. Now we'll see how to write present perfect tense. So first of all, we use subject plus has, have, helping verb plus past participle or third form of the verb. So first of all, we'll see how positive sentences are made with present perfect tense. For example, I have worked, you have worked, we have worked, they have worked, or he has worked, she has worked. You can see he is your subject, has is your helping verb, and work is past participle or main verb, third form of the verb. So this is the structure of the positive sentences. Ali has worked, right? Now we'll see how negative sentences are made with present perfect tense. In negative sentences, we add not with helping verb has or have, right? So you can either write it complete, have not, or you can write the contraction haven't, right? For example, I haven't worked, you haven't worked, we haven't worked, they haven't worked, he has not worked, she has not worked, it has not worked, Ali has not worked, right? So now we'll move towards question statement, right? How we make the question statement in present perfect tense. So in present perfect tense, we always start question statement with helping verb, has or have. And then we give the subject, and after that, past participle or main verb. Have I worked? Have you worked? Have we worked? Have they worked? Or has he worked? Has she worked? Has Ali worked? Right? So at this point, you should pause the video and you should make your own sentences in all the three forms: positive, negative, and question. Okay, then there are some questions which start with WH. So you also need to know how to make WH question. In WH question, first of all, we add the WH question word like why, where, what. After that, immediately we add helping verb. You can see here. After that, we use subject and then main verb. For example, why have you gone there? Where have you worked? Right? So this is how we make WH question. Again, pause the video and make some WH question in order to practice it. So now we'll see contractions in present perfect tense. Here in this table, you can see the full form I have, and then you will see the contractions in simple sentences and in negative sentences. So how we write the contractions, let's see. I have into I, you have into you, we have into we've, they have into they've. You can see that we removed HA and instead we added apostrophe in order to contract it. And you can see the same rule in all these contractions. Let's move towards the next types. Those are third person pronouns, and he has into his. Here we removed HA and we added apostrophe S in order to contract it. She has she's. It has its. Ali has Ali's. Now let's see contractions in negative. I have into I haven't. You have into you've not. So it's all up to you. You can either give the negative contractions in this form where have is full and not is contracted, or you can contract have and you can write not in full form. We have into we haven't. They have into they've not. He has into he hasn't. she has into she's not. Right? Again, the same formula. You can either write hasn't or she's not. It has into it hasn't. Ellie has into Ellie's not. Right? So this contraction can be confusing sometimes. So we need to be careful about apostrophe s, whether it has been used as he has or he is. So we'll see the follow-up detail after this contraction in order to decide whether it is he is or he as. Like he's into, he is a teacher, he is teaching, or he has gone to school. So the follow-up verb will help us understand whether this is or has, right? How to write present perfect tense. Here we'll make the positive sentences, the negative sentences, and question sentences. For example, he dash a new app. Can you understand what will we add here? He has developed a new app. So we added has as a helping verb and developed as a main verb. We dash to London. Can you guess? Yes, you are right. So we'll add here, we have been to London. Next, we'll make the negative sentences. She dash me an answer. She has given me an answer. Next, they dash the contract. They haven't signed the contract. And here also we will say she hasn't given me an answer if we want to make it negative. Let's make the question sentences now. Have they made a decision? Right? So have is in the start. After that subject, then base of third form of the verb. Next, dash his medicine. So we'll say, has he taken his medicine? Dash your homework. Have you done your homework? Right? I hope now you are clear how to make the positive, negative, and question statements. Now we'll see some of the most common mistakes in present perfect. The first mistake is related to the wrong verb, like he have won the prize. Can you guess what's the mistake here? With he, we cannot use have. We need to use has here. So how will we say it? He has won the prize. Next, she been to Paris. So what's missing here? She has been to Paris. Next, they have saw the movie. Should we use saw here? As you are well aware that we need to use third form of the verb. So what will we say? They have seen the movie. Now seen is the past participle, so this is perfectly fine. Let's make the question statements now. Have you ever fly in first class? So what's wrong here? Right? You need to see what's wrong here. Again, you can see fly is the first form of the verb and we need to give the third form. So what will we say? Have you ever flown in first class? Next, did you ever eaten there? Did. Can we use did in present perfect? No. So what should we say? Have you ever eaten there? Next is, when have you started your new job? So what's wrong in this sentence? As you are well aware that present perfect is not interested in when. So this when is alarming here. How can we change it? Have you started your new job? Right? We'll absolutely remove when. Now let's see some of the mistakes in terms of tenses. We have visited them yesterday. Yesterday. So this time marker is showing us that we cannot use present perfect here. Either we can say we visited them yesterday or we can simply say we have visited them. We cannot use time marker in present perfect tense because time markers are used in simple past. For queries, comment below and I'll answer your queries. Thank you so much for listening. See you in the next lecture with some other good topic. Until then, bye.